You can
Man.
only truly acknowledge his grace by acknowledging your weakness. That's what that passage tells
Yeah.
me. I get Christians that, just like earlier, we had someone comment, what about the sins I keep doing? Satan wants you to keep looking at yourself thinking that God's grace isn't sufficient. But every time I'm reminded about how broken I am, I have two options. I can sit there and sorrow in my brokenness that I'm not enough, which was already a known thing, or I can glorify his grace. And so, how much can the enemy get mad at that? That even when you fall, you look up to God and say, but your grace is sufficient. Like that's why I love the publican and the Pharisee. I love that moment right there where he's like, have
Mm,
mercy on
mm.
me, for I
I
am
am
a
a
sinner.
sinner.
We have been given more grace than we could ever ask for. And that's why we should want to go out and pour it out.
Yeah.
We're not against pushing each other to good works. In fact, in the book of Hebrews, it says, we should encourage each other and stir up good works. But what I will
Amen.
not do is I will not stir you up to think that if you want more from God, if you want more grace from God, you got to do
Mm,
better.
mm,
Stop
mm, mm,
sinning. Be a better Christian. Be more
mm.
obedient. No,
Yeah.
rather, because of Christ's obedience, you have grace from God, and in that you have strength. Go tell people about it. Go pour it out, not so that God can look at you and say, well done, my good and faithful servant. And I'm sorry if people mean that from a genuine place, but that's weird. I don't go serve God so that I can hear, well done, my good and faithful servant. I serve God because the well done, good and faithful servant went to the cross for me while I was still a sinner and while I was an enemy of God. And I'm not trying to do anything for my tomorrow. I want to serve him because yesterday he died for me. Like,
Yeah.
we be so focused on, how do I make sure I don't lose salvation? Man, screw salvation. He died for me yesterday. Whether I'm
Yeah.
saved or not, that's an act of love. And therefore,
Mm.
I will love him and serve him because he went to the cross for me already. And I
Yeah.
trust that that was all done properly. So I don't need to know what tomorrow holds. Today is the day of salvation.
Come
That's
on.
the gospel. Today is
Amen,
the
brother.
day of salvation. My eternity began on the cross. Before I was born,
Come
my
on.
eternity was set, and now I will live in it. If and this one's more specific to certain types of people out there, but if you spend all your time lifting up your walk with the Lord and who you are in Christ, when do you spend time lifting up Christ? And
Mm.
I mean that seriously. I see the sinless people, the sinless perfection people, and everyone that I've ever heard, whether it be the Johnny lady or the Will or the other randoms, it's all about, I have done this, and they think it suffices that they just sprinkle Christ's name in there. But it's about them. I'd rather be honest with the world. Man,
Mm.
I don't know how I made it through this day. I am not a good Christian. It People ask, like, why don't I respond this all the messages I get and DMs I get, cuz I feel like an imposter every day. Like, people want to talk to me and say, Mike, help me out here. Mike, can you pray for me here? Your prayers are powerful, or I need your help and your advice and you've really helped me. Like, what? How? Who am I? It is his grace that it allows me to point to. I can't point at myself. I don't want to. I am not an example, but I can point to Christ. And I challenge you guys, if we spend more time pointing at Christ and less at ourselves,
Yeah.
that is what makes, that is like, I can't speak for God, and Father, forgive me if I speak out of turn, but I would assume that my God, the God I know, the God who I believe I know, as it says, let a man not boast in his riches or his wealth or his strength or his power, but boast in this, that he knows me and understands me. Well, I
Mm.
believe I know and understand God, and that God smiles when you help people, love people, and show grace way more than winning debates.
Come
God
on.
smiles when you think, oh man, I don't do as much as you guys do. You guys reach millions. Did you touch one person today and demonstrate Christ for them? God smiles. Did you demonstrate the love of his son where someone got to see Christ? God
Yeah.
smiles. Like that is what matters. Serve him today, not worrying about myself. If you walk out the door every day with your head down, you can't serve God. There's been times where I've pointed out JD, where if he would have had his head down, rightfully so, because bills are tight or family or whatever, if he would have had his head down, rightfully so, he would have passed by people that he was able to bless and love. People that have been in need that he was able to reach out to and hug and lift up and give to. But if he would have had his head down, worried about me being a better Christian, me doing better, me being a well done and good and faithful servant, if his feet are always set on his own path of righteousness, when can he lead anyone to the righteousness of God, which is in Christ Jesus? That's That's where I see the flaws so much online.